Hi there. I'm going to be creating or showing you how to create a robotic semaphore machine. So semaphores are that signaling system that they use when they wave flags around. And positioning both your arms with the flags in them creates the different letters of the alphabet, A, B, C, etc. So we're going to be moving robotic arms, getting the micro:bit chip to program it so it can move robotic arms. And the device that you use to move things is called a servo. So we're going to be adding servos to our micro:bit chip, connecting them up, and I'll show you how that's connected, and then moving those servo arms into different positions to create the different letters of the alphabet. And you would just then attach flags to those servo robotic arms, and you'd have a semaphore system. The first thing we need to do is there's nothing about servos here. So if you click on advanced and you go down to pins, you'll notice it's got servo, right pin, etc. But we also need to go down to the bottom to extensions, click on the plus sign there, and add the servo extension. And that adds some commands over here in the green. Let's just go back, and we're going to take away the forever. What must we have on the start? Well, at the start of any semaphore system, the servos are, the arms will be at your sides. That's the kind of neutral position. So we need to set that up by connecting two servos and setting them up to the right angle so that the robotic arms will be pointing down. So to add a servo, I just go to pins and I get servo right pin 0, and you'll notice it goes to, that's 180 degrees. The opposite position here is 0, so 0 through to 180. And then it goes this way, 45, 90 degrees. So pointing straight down is 90 degrees. And you'll be using minus positions, minus number of degrees, but basically the semaphore system uses it in 45-degree increments. So I've set pin 0, I'll just click play there. So that particular servo, that robotic arm is pointing straight downwards. I just right click on that one and go duplicate, and I change that to pin 1. So now when I press play, I've got two servos connected, and you'll notice that you've got a ground. It's connected to the ground there, to the battery power coming from the micro:bit chip. Usually when you're creating a robot, you would get the servos to have their own batteries so that it powers properly. And then we've got from pin 0, it goes to this particular servo. So that first one is pin 0, and the second one is from pin 1, and you can see it's connected there. And then each of these servos is connected to the battery in red and to ground in 0. So now let's start moving them around. The input I'm going to use is button A. In other words, when the program starts, it'll remove the robotic arms to pointing straight downwards, arms at the side. That's where you'd normally start. And then when I press button A, I want it to actually make the symbol, the signal. And I'm going to compose my signal here, but I need to give each of the arm positions for each of the different letters of the alphabet. So I'm going to do it with ABC, but obviously when you come to create your own robot, you're going to program the robot to send a particular message. So you might look for different letters to make up your message. And we're going to be using functions to do that. So when I click on functions and make a function, I'm going to go make A. Okay, and then just move my side there and self aside and click done. So I'm making a function which will make A. Okay, so that will make the letter A. So I need to find positions for my servo pins which correspond to the semaphore for A. So what I can do is I can duplicate that first one. So pin 0 must be at, so that, remember, that's that one on that side. That's off at a 45-degree angle. So I'm going to change that to 45. And then pin number 1, so I change it, always pin 0 and pin 1. That one is still, your left arm is still down at your side, which is 90 degrees. Okay, so if we just test that, so that's our start position. When I click A, nothing's happened. Ooh, I've made a function, but I haven't called the function yet. So I just go into that, drag, call, make A, just refresh it. So down at the sides, click button A, and you'll notice pin 0 now goes to that 45-degree angle slot. And that's the way that you would set each of the letters. So to read, I better have a pause, otherwise it's just going to kind of spin around. So under basic, I'm just going to go and get a pause. So at the end of each letter, I'm going to have like a 2-second pause, let's say. So again, I just run it, click on A, and it makes the letter A. To make letter B, I can just click on that function and edit that to say make B, and then just change the position of the pins. And don't forget, I need to call make B, okay, when I press button A. So the position for B is that arm goes straight off at 0 degrees. Okay, so that goes at 0 degrees, and your second arm stays at your side at 90 degrees. So I'm just going to refresh it, click button A, it goes to A, and then it goes to B. And I can do exactly the same for C. Okay, so I'm going to go in here and just edit that to make C. I just remember to call make C there. And here for this pin, from 0, I've got to go another -45, so another 45 degrees, but this time it's -45. It becomes in the negative direction because it's swinging from 0 to 180, 0 to 180, and this position would go from 0 to -45, -90, etc. We'll just test that quickly. So again, I just refresh that, press A, I've gone to letter A, letter B, letter C, and I'll just do letter D as well, just to round this out. Make code for D, and remember I said it was -90. Now I haven't actually checked this yet, so let's see if my thinking is right. So from the 0 position, it's going to go -45, -90. Let's see if that works. And I mustn't forget in my functions just to make call D. And then I refresh it and I press button A. So it goes A, B, C, D. There we go. It seems to be working. So using these positions and using both arms, and if you Google Semaphore map to see which angle each of the letters and so forth, you can create a particular message. So I could, for example, move this around. I could start with C, go A, D, B, C, A, D, B. So I'll just show you what that would look like. And I'm now, you notice it's gone to C, A, D, B. So I could send any signal I like using my Semaphore messages. Have fun with this. And then the second part of the assignment is to actually attach servos to your microbit chip, create a robot using recycled materials, attach little flags to each of these servo arms, and create an actual robot that actually sends the signal. I mean, how cool is that?